Hi everybody, I'm going to start our science lesson for today. The topic is, can we find water? So, we have our focus question of how much of Earth is covered with water. Remember, we have to go into the text to try and find it. So we're going to go back over here. It says about 3/4 of Earth is covered with water. So 3/4. See how we have a circle? It looks like it's cut into 4 pieces. If we were to color 3 of them, that would show 3/4. So up here, we're going to write that 3/4 of Earth. So how much of Earth is covered with water? 3/4 of Earth. Now remember, we have 4 vocabulary words. Now I want you to pause me on your computer and you go see if you can find the vocabulary words. I'm going to look for them and write them in, but I want you to pause them or pause me so that you can go find them. Once you come back, I'm hoping that you found stream, lake, river, and ocean. Okay, so there's our first page. Now we're going to read about So Fresh. It says many plants and animals need fresh water. People need fresh water too. Fresh water is not salty. You can find fresh water in many places. So we have a stream, which kind of looks like a river. It's just a little bit smaller. So it says a stream is a small body of flowing water. So that means it's not standing still. Here's a much larger river. Some streams flow into rivers. A river is a large body of flowing water. So they look kind of the same, but this one is much larger. Not all rivers are this large. Look at this is a cruise ship. That means that's a very big river. But we have some rivers right here in Saginaw that are much, much smaller. Then we also have a lake. So the lake is a body of water with land all around it. Water in a lake does not flow. Now we will get the water moving back and forth with the wind, but it's not going to flow downstream or upstream like a river or a stream. So up here it says, how are lakes different from streams and rivers? I want you to think about it. Think of how a river is different from a lake. You have a good answer? Lakes are different from streams and rivers. Lakes don't flow. Oh, there's a contraction, just like we talked about. Lakes don't flow. All right, now we have So Salty. You can find water in oceans too. An ocean is a large body of salt water. Most of Earth's water is in oceans. So look, you can see this guy surfing. On the last page when we were talking about freshwater, I forgot to mention all of the Great Lakes around Michigan are freshwater lakes. So that means we don't have the salt water around us. We have freshwater. Let's look back at our paragraph because we have to find our main idea and a detail. Remember, the main idea is almost always the first sentence in our paragraph. So the first sentence reads, you can find water in oceans too. An ocean is a large body of salt water. Most of Earth's water is in oceans. So we're going to draw an arrow for our main idea to the first sentence. And we're going to underline a detail, which we're going to underline the second sentence. Just like that. Okay? Now we got our surfer over here. Now we're back to this page with the 3/4. We kind of started talking about it a little bit before. But it said that 3/4 of Earth is covered with water. The rest is covered with land. So if we imagine this as like a big pie, and we have 4 pieces, and 3 of them are water, that means only 1 of them is going to be land, which is our 4th one. So I want you to get out a blue and a green crayon, and we're going to color that in. So if it's 3/4 is water, that means we need to color 3 of these in blue. And I know you guys are going to take much more time coloring to make sure it looks like first grade work, but I'm going to do it kind of quickly for you guys. This is a circle models Earth's water and land. It has 4 parts. Color the parts to show how much water is on Earth. So 3 of them are water. 1 is land. Now look at the circle. How much of Earth is covered with land? So if we have 1 green, that's our land. We have 1 out of 4. So 1/4 is land. Wonderful water. All living things need water. Plants, animals, and people need it to stay healthy. So we use water. We drink water. Animals drink water. Plants also drink water. Here, this water is flowing through this dam. And we're going to look back at our paragraph, and we're going to draw 2 lines under our main idea. And remember, our main idea is that first sentence again. So all living things need water. We're going to underline it 2 times. Now, it says, we must protect water and keep it clean. Follow these tips to help. Use less water for baths and showers. Fix leaky pipes or faucets. Put trash in trash cans. Do not put trash in water. Now, down here, it says, add your own tip for protecting Earth's water. Now, I'm going to draw a big circle around it and put a big star by it. You, again, I want you to pause your video on your computer, and I want you to go and think of another way of helping to protect Earth's water. Think of all the different things that you could do to help keep our water clean on Earth, okay? Once you're finished, push play again, and we'll start on the next page. All right, hopefully you are able to find a good way to keep Earth's water clean. We're going to talk about some water safety. Now, it looks like there's some people in a boat, and it looks like they're wearing life vests. They're also using their paddles. The little girl and mom swimming have on their swimmies and probably some water shoes. For being safe in the water, we always want to learn how to swim. Never swim by yourself, because even if you're a great swimmer, accidents can happen and you can still get tired. Always keep an eye on the weather. You never know if there's going to be a storm coming or bad weather coming on the horizon. You don't want to get stuck out in a lake or in your pool and not be able to be safe. Wear a life jacket and a boat all the time. Do not dive in shallow water, because if it's too shallow and you dive, you could hit the bottom, you could hurt yourself. And if there's an emergency, always call 911. Have you ever been to a pool, beach, or lake? Did you go swimming? Did you get on a boat? What did you do to stay safe? Now, if we were in school right now, I would have you guys tell me some of these things. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it blank again. I'm going to put these 3 dots. And that means I want you to come up with 3 ideas of how to stay safe in the water. Okay? So, 3 ideas. There it says 3 ideas. Okay? Now there is a whole list over here. Those are all good things of how you can stay safe near the water. You come up with 3 ideas and write them down there, okay? Once you're done, or pause your video, and once you're done, I'll see you on the next page. I hope you came up with some good ideas of how to stay safe in the water. Now, here's our little bit of a review. What we're going to do up top, it says label each picture and use these words. So we have our vocabulary words from the beginning. Stream, lake, river, ocean. Now I want you to think. 2 of these things, a stream and a river, they flow. Lakes and oceans do not flow. Okay? Now I'm fairly confident that you are able to take the 4 words, match them up to the picture. You write the answers right here where I'm circling, and you match them up. Okay? Down here, what can the people do to be safe on the water? Draw in the picture. Well, we could, looks like they're in a boat, looks like they're fishing, but they seem to be missing something that they should be wearing. Now, this isn't a great picture that I'm drawing, and I'm sure you can guess what I'm trying to draw. It is a life jacket. Right. Now, very important to have that life jacket on when you're in the water, especially when you're on a boat. All right, let's look at our second to last page. It says fill in the blanks and use these words. So again, we have ocean, lake, stream, river, fresh water. Now we've done these before. Remember, when we get to these bubbles, all of those letters are going to be used at the bottom to fill in the blank. So it says most lakes have, well, I know that a lake has to have fresh water. So we're going to add in fresh water. And cross it out because I already used it. and something has salty water. Well, I know only one body of water has salt water, and that's an ocean. A blank is a small body of water. Well, we got to see. We have a lake, a stream, and a river. We know that 2 flow and 1 does not. So it has to be a stream. Then a blank has water that does not flow. Well, we have a lake and a river left. And I know that rivers flow, so it has to be a lake. And the last one, streams can flow together to make a river. Now we're going to use all those bubble letters and answer our question down here. We use blank in many ways. We use water. Awesome. And our last page looks like this. Now, some of my writing kind of came through. Now, I'm not going to write anything here. This is one more thing that you guys need to come up with for me. It says, why do we need water? Think back to our the lesson we just heard. What are all of the things that we need water for? But there is one that is so important, that why we need it. And then down here for number 2, how can we stay safe around water? Now, I know there's 4 things here. I want you to come up with at least 2 ideas. If you come up with 4, that's great. But if you come up with at least 2, that's wonderful. Think of all the ways to stay safe around water when we're in a boat, when you're at the beach, even if you're just at your pool, if there's an emergency. Okay, so I want you to come up with 2 ideas there. Now, that should be the end of where can we find water for science. Feel free to pause it as many times as you need. Watch it over and over again. Make sure you're looking back in the text to see if there's an answer that you missed somewhere. If you have any questions, please tell Mom or Dad to send me a message and I can give you a call. We can set up a conference or a Zoom and we can get through it together, okay? So I know that you guys are going to do great on it, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.